Speech skill increased 15% faster. Oh, I will get better at speaking. We're having a festival kind of moment over here. Can you stop screaming about your meat? And yes, I did hear how that was going to sound before I finished saying it, but felt I really couldn't leave it hanging, and that sounded even worse, didn't it? It's just the top of a bucket, isn't it? They've taken a lot of sacks, filled them with straw, and put half a bucket on its head and set fire to it. And apparently it's enough to entertain everybody. And they really are quite happy about it. I mean, they're
so nice to get this break from my cleaning duties.
Saying nothing but nice things to me.
I heard you're the reason we get to have this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So nice to get this
Sure,
break from my cleaning duties.
It's working. It's working. However,
Yes, my friend.
I have a little thing I just want to do, but I don't want to leave the party right now. We're the heroes of the hour. We're supposed to be sort of, you know, schmoozing and making a good impression. But I have something that's really bugging me, and I really need to get it done. And I was hoping you could hang around and just talk to the guests and be visible, make sure they think we're both still here, kind of, right? You know the deal? Oh, and talk to the other bards. I know you don't want to, but get friendly with them. I understand you don't like them, they were rude, they walked out on your singing, but that's because they're talentless hacks who are jealous. Your singing is awesome, it's entertaining, and they're jealous. But they are useful talentless hacks, and we kind of need them to spread the good word of how awesome we are. So be nice, okay? Just do what I do, suppress the instinct to murder them horribly, and be nice, right? So that's your task. You just hang around here.
If there's trouble, come get me.
There hopefully will not be trouble. I just have a little thing I need to do. So it's not stealing now. Oh, it's because I'm a bard. I'm now a bard. Oh. Kind of takes the fun out of it a little, doesn't it?
What is on your mind?
You remember when you wondered if the Bards College had a copy of Kolb the Dragon? Well, the answer's yes. In fact, they had
anything new?
2 copies of it, so I picked you one up. Although I have to tell you, I'm not feeling as good about it as I would normally feel. Just, it wasn't as much fun, really. It's just, yeah, it's not the same. But there you go.
Let us go.
You've now got a copy of the book and an extra sweet roll. It's time for bed, though. Oh, I'm just going to go and place these books in the library. You can... Wait. You can...
Moving. My apologies.
No, move. Just you stay here. You stay here.
Okay, I will unwind a while.
Excellent idea. I am going to go and put these books in our library.
Good day. Oh, you're here.
Oh.
I have some exciting news. A benefactor to the museum was impressed with the exhibits here and donated a relic from their personal collection. You can decide if you want to use it or place it right on display.
Oh. Thank you very much. I was just placing some books on the shelves. So, yeah, I will get right on that. That is an interesting looking mace, really, isn't it? Yes, it is. And it causes additional damage to Daedra and banishes them. Although I have to say, if I ever meet a Daedra, the last thing I'm going to be doing is hitting it with a mace. I shall be running away. Yes, I shall. Scourge, also known as Mackham's Hammer, is a legendary Daedric artifact. It was forged from sacred ebony in the fires of Fickledire and is associated with Malakath. It is a fierce weapon which Malakath dedicated to mortals, and any Daedra who attempts to invoke its power will be banished to the void. It also has the ability to banish them to the void with a single blow, and can conjure Daedras such as Dremora and Scamps from oblivion to do the wielder's bidding. It has been described as a bold defender of the friendless. which could be related to Malakath's role as the Daedric Prince of Outcasts. Okay. Well, whoever donated it to us is obviously somewhat of a friend to us, I assume. That is a fairly valuable donation. Should I worry that we have people donating things to us that are, well, that special? I mean, that's not just an expensive artifact. It's a Daedric artifact, really. Well, no. Actually, it's in the Daedric Hall. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Mildly worrying. It's been a while since we've just sat down for breakfast, hasn't it, Inigo? Could you read Kolben the Dragon aloud, please? See, when I gave you the book, I was sort of hoping you might just, you know, I was thinking about it. But to be honest with you, I have... There's a few things I've wanted to know for a while. For example, how the hell did you get those scars?
It is quite a story. Are you sitting comfortably?
Tell me to... Yeah, no. By all means.
It happened about a week after the Depan job and my betrayal.
Oh, were you off the schooner at that point? Tell me you're telling the time. No. You were off the schooner by then, or no?
Not quite.
Yeah.
I was still an addict. After the Dopan deal went sour, I managed to score a little skooma on the road. I used it and sat up all night staring at the stars. I decided I would end my life the next day. I thought it best for everybody if I just went away.
Okay, I'm glad you're still around. Tell me you're still breathing. No, I am glad you're still around, mate. You're the only person I trust.
You are very nice to say such things. I am glad too. I watched the sun come up, then made a noose. My camp was high near the edge of a cliff. I fastened the noose to an overhanging tree branch. I used the last of my skooma, placed the rope around my neck, and jumped off.
I don't think I'd be brave enough to... This is not brave... Yeah, no, go on.
I remember falling, the twanging noise as the rope went taut, a brief moment of pain, a snapping noise. I thought it was my neck. Then I was falling again.
The branch was too weak.
The cliffs rushed past me. I thought, well, the rope didn't work, but the ground will do the trick. A wide ledge hurried up to meet me. I closed my eyes just before the impact. There was a smashing noise. Then I was underwater.
You missed the ledge. It's a good thing you're so sturdy. What? Just... It's a good thing you're so sturdy. Just what?
I was suddenly underwater. What is so hard to understand?
There was a ledge coming towards you.
Try to pay attention. I had fallen through a thin layer of rock into a cave.
So you did hit the ledge, then...
I thought, well, the ground didn't kill me, but drowning should end my sorry life. The gods had other plans, though. A current dragged me to the surface, coughing and spluttering. That's when I heard them.
Draugr, spiders, what? Just let him go with it.
I heard clucking. I was in a river being swept through a large cavern. It was dark, but I could make out many cages on the bank. Chickens strutted about outside the cages. I could smell magic. I gathered my strength and hauled myself out of the water.
You're making this up. This is a good... No, keep... No, is it a tale? No, he's telling you the truth. I suspect he is. Knowing Inigo... I mean, when you think about some of the crazy things we've got up to, this is... Let's just go on.
Inside the cages, people were bound and gagged. Ignoring the chickens, I rushed over and tried to open the first cage I came to. It was locked tight. Suddenly, I felt a pain in my foot. A chicken was pecking at me. I kicked it away, but it came back with reinforcements.
You were not attacked by a chicken. I think the skooma was messing with your mind. Is it not a possibility that the skooma was No. You know what? Do go on.
I was in a flapping, pecking nightmare. I tried to get back in the water, but before I had gone a few steps, I was knocked unconscious.
So, but by a chicken?
No, a chicken pecks. It does not try to sneak up behind you and knock you out.
Okay.
I awoke tied to a chair. There was a foul-smelling man studying me. I could hear the river nearby, but now I was in a crypt of some sort. Chickens and rabbits watched me from behind the smelly man. He said he was going to make me useful. I did not like the sound of that.
Rabbits, as I would have ripped off his head. So now there's rabbits. There's chickens and rabbits. So let me get this right. You jumped. I'm sorry. Wait. You jumped off a cliff with a noose around your neck, tied to a tree. The branch broke. You fell. You hit a ledge. You broke through the ledge and fell into some water. You then washed up on a shore with cages with people who were bound and gagged, but there were chickens. And when you tried to free the people who were bound and gagged, the chickens basically attacked you, and then some smelly man, and I did notice the foul smelling, haha, very funny, knocked you out, and you woke up with the foul smelling man, some chickens and rabbits. Just checking I got this right. What did you do then?
My options were limited. I had no weapons, but I did have a little time. This fellow liked to talk.
Oh, well, that means he's a bad guy
I
then.
unsheathed my claws and went to work on the ropes that held me to the chair. The man seemed to have a bit to say, so I let him talk. He said he was a powerful wizard and that he had learned how to transform people into animals. Once transformed, he said I would want nothing but to aid him. He said he had a spy network of chickens and rabbits all over Skyrim.
And you believed him. I mean, I know he was surrounded by chickens and rabbits that apparently ganged up against you. But you don't think maybe the skooma had something to do with it? No, like a little, tiny bit? Just a...
Of course. The proof was flapping and hopping all around him. I asked why only chickens and rabbits. He replied that once I was a chicken, no one would ever take notice of me again. A bear or a mammoth would be too conspicuous. Smaller animals make the best spies. I told him if he turned me into a chicken, I'd peck his eyes out. He told me that the change was not only physical. I would want to do his bidding, nothing else.
Okay. I'm trying to picture a blue chicken now, or a blue bunny. And what exactly was he hoping to do with this army of chickens and rabbits?
He said he was using the information his spy network gathered to cause hate across the land. He fed on hate. It made him stronger.
And how did you get away?
I had spied a wooden door in one wall that smelt rotten. As soon as I felt the rope around me give a little, I jumped at the door. It burst open as I hit it, and the chair broke apart. I was free. The wizard screamed in anger and loosed a spell in my direction. I dodged his attack and ran down a long stone tunnel. I heard the smelly wizard begin to laugh. "There is only death that way," he yelled. "Good," I replied. "I've been seeking that all day."
Okay, no. Okay, you were in a Draugr crypt. Oh. Rather death than transformation. Oh, better dead than bunny? You were in a Draugr crypt, right?
Yes. The smell of bones and dust filled my nose. The wizard did not follow me. I ran for what seemed like forever. Eventually, I came to a vast chamber with a spindly spiral staircase leading up in the center. The floor was littered with dried out bodies. They had been dead for hundreds of years, but as it turned out, they were still quite feisty. As I made for the staircase, the dead started to groan and move. I jumped over them and began to climb the steps.
I was half expecting you to say they got out and started laying the table and invited me for breakfast. If you were seeking death, why not let them kill you? This is the sensible question, but I gotta know. Why not let them kill you?
My father told me that anyone who dies in such a crypt may come back as a walking husk themselves. Not through death. Something far worse.
Really?
There were too many Draugr to fight, so I concentrated on climbing. Halfway up, I spotted an opening in the ceiling. The air was fresher up there. That is when I uncharacteristically tripped. I tumbled back down the stairs. Soon the dead reached me. They clawed at me. They held me down. Dry, cracked fingers tore my face to ribbons, giving me these scars. I almost gave up. Then something amazing happened.
Okay, so Draugr gave you your scars. That explains your dislike of those places. Yes. Okay. What happened? You wet yourself. They all turned to dust. You woke up. It was all a dream. It was a... That he might get annoyed by that. They all turned to dust. No, you woke up. It was all a dream. Come on, be honest. You pull him out. No, because he's got scars. Let's just ask. What happened?
I realized I wanted to live. I realized that my life was still worth something. I realized that I could be the person my brother knew again. This realization gave me a strength I never knew I had. I fought back, shouting, "No!" again and again. No, you will not have my life. No, this is not where I die. No. I struggled to my feet, fighting all the while. I snapped necks, I broke arms, I gouged out eyes. Somehow, I made it back to the staircase.
Oh. Wow. Yes. Wow.
Yes, it was pretty amazing. If I had not spent all that morning almost dying, I wonder if I'd be here talking to you now. Anyway,
okay.
I reached the top of the stairs, forced open the hatch above, and stepped out into daylight. I was only a few hundred feet from my camp. I stared at the tree with the snapped rope hanging from it for a long time. I knew I owed much, and swore that I would repay any debt I could. Later, when I realized my friend could still be alive, I decided that if I had to die, it should be by their hand. You know the rest. That is how I got these scars. It is a good tale, yes?
It's hard to believe, but it's bloody... That was an awesome tale, Inigo, even if parts of it were mildly difficult to accept. You know what? With you, though, sometimes it's not, and, gotta just...
Yes, it is. Living it made me the man you see before you. Scars and all.
Okay, I think that's enough for now. Really? Just yes. Yes. That's definitely enough for one breakfast. Knowing you is a real experience. Do you know that? It's an education.
Time to go, eh?
And an entertaining one at that. Yes, it is. It also reminds me, when you tell me tales like that, it also reminds me that I'm glad you're on my side, because apparently you're remarkably hard to kill. Yes, you are. But I tell you what you are. When I listen to you telling those tales, and I listen to you singing, I realise you are a bard. You're a bard at heart, Inigo. Yes, you are. The plan for today is to actually call on the Blue Palace and speak to Falk about the cave, because I really do not think helping the Bards College out is going to be enough to sway Jarl Elisif. It's a good start, but it probably isn't enough. However, Viarmo here...
Ah, good to see you.
Okay, good morning. He did mention
pleasure.
that there might be some other bards who need help. And
You're so mean.
having some more friendly voices
Have it your way.
sing our praises can only help. I can hear them. Oh, right.
Your solo performance was about
They're probably upstairs having lessons.
Understand?
Yes, indeed.
I've converted the classic tale of Ildy the Bear to be
This
performed
time,
with
let's
drums.
try the Age of Aggression.
I think you'll be
I will demonstrate for the class.
Probably shouldn't
We drink to our youth, to the days come and gone,
Okay, I
for
can
the age of
chat to
aggression.
Inga
Only
60
reason I'm
is.
so good with a lute is because I'm old. It takes a lifetime to master.
You're not old.
any
You're
song
just
can be made into a
mature. You have a good collection
Let's
of
hear it.
experience. See?
It makes me sad whenever I think about it.
What?
Oh, sorry. My mind wanders sometimes. I was just thinking about Finn's lute.
Finn's
Over a
loot.
year ago, thieves broke into the college and made off with a lot of valuable things, mostly gold and silver. But they also stole Finn's loot. I just learned where the bandits fled to, and I very much want that loot back.
Okay, and your mind was just wandering there conveniently as a man who is known to be good at acquiring things happened to enter the room. Yes, that's very convenient, isn't it? What is so important about Finn's loot?
Finn was the bard who invented the 8-course loot that is commonplace today. Until he found a way to string the extra courses, bards only had 6-course loots. The loot they stole is Finn's original 8-course loot. I doubt they even realize its true value. Always good to see a fellow
So it's a historical artifact, isn't it? A relic. It's not just valuable, it's, well, interesting. Probably something that would look good in the museum. At least a replica. I suspect she would know the real thing from a replica, so we might want
All
to,
right.
Let's
try something a bit
I do want to keep the
more
bards happy.
fun. Go ahead, Ataf.
Can I speak to any of the others?
Oh, there once was a hero
While
named
he's singing,
Ragnar
let's
the
just
Red,
chat to
came
Yorn.
riding
Yorn,
the White Run
hey,
from
how you doing?
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
You seem proud to be a bard.
And why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it.
Very true. Very, very
Right.
true
See you
indeed.
round.
Add a bit of emphasis
You're not
on
as
Ragnar.
daft as you
Red.
look, are you?
Remember, it's your job to deliver these songs, to excite the crowd, draw them in, and they will love you for it.
Good to see you.
Good advice.
This time, let's try the Age of Aggression.
I
will
feel like this is a
demonstrate for the
bad
class.
moment to be
We
interrupting
drink to our
class.
youth, to the
Just gets
days
intimidated
come
when
and
she's in
gone.
class and can't
Okay,
sing.
well the students are
I think
chatting,
someone
so
has a crush on
Pantea,
you,
Atea.
maybe.
That damn fool! I should wring her neck.
Who's next? Piamo told me that people might need my help, and I was wondering if you were one such person. I do apologize if I've interrupted your lesson. Whose neck are we talking about?
Lorena. That fool student of mine stole my flute and sold it to some necromancer.
Lorena,
I just got a ransom note for
a
it.
flute.
That flute has been handed down for 17 generations.
Ah.
Well, don't just stand there. Go get my flute.
Okay, yes. Why would a necromancer want your flute? And could you possibly be a tad politer? I mean, we're going to be friends. I can feel it in my bones. But it would really help the friendship if you were ever so slightly less annoying. Why would a necromancer want your flute?
Apparently, Lorena told him some story about the flute being able to make the dead dance. It's just a flute. A really old and valuable flute, but just a flute.
Okay. So yet another historical artifact sold by one of your students to the dumbest necromancer to have ever, well, I was about to say lived.
Hello.
Oh, hi. I'm
Oh,
glad I
is
ran
class
into you.
over? I'm sorry, did I
was wondering
interrupt? Can I just...
Hello, ladies. Is there anything a big, strong man can do for you this
Oh, it looks like we're on a break. Hiya! Okay, that was unpleasant. Fine.
Harpies.
Oh, they're laughing at him. They're laughing at him. Hello.
Come now. Don't go away mad. Few can resist my charms. Even fewer are worthy of them.
Watch this. This is me resisting. Hello.
I'm so glad you got back from Olaf's tomb okay. They gave you a tougher task than they gave me.
Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, then I'm just doing tasks for the head honchos. There was somebody else as well, wasn't there? I can't remember his name. Jogo or something. I can't remember. There was somebody else. Perhaps he might need my help. So we got 2 potentially interesting historical relics required by 2 fairly senior bards. And as Jorn did point out, bards do write the history. So, yeah, he's surprisingly perceptive for a man that looks surprisingly unperceptive. Ah, of course, there's a place you get food, a dining room. I lost the ability to actually formulate sentences for a while. I didn't actually come in here. No, I didn't. When I was...
How are your students coming along?
Bunch of distractions.
Gerard, that's the man.
They just interrupt the rest of my work.
Gerard.
I'm sorry to
Don't think there's anyone else here. Right.
Students are an unfortunate necessity of a college.
Let's go and speak.
Do try to persevere.
It wasn't Gerard.
Yes, headmaster.
Girau? Where was he? Where was he? He was around here somewhere. Yeah.
Good to see you.
I thought I heard the door go. What did they find? What? What did who find? What did what find? What are we talking about? What are we What did they find, he says, as though he were in the know.
Riorn's drum. Nobody knows where he died, and therefore where his drum might be. Haldir was the missing link. Riorn entered Haldir's cairn in secret and presumably died there. Now all I need to do is find someone to get it. Wait, you. You could do it. I need you to get me that drum.
Who's Riorn, and why do you want his drum?
You're joking, right?
No.
Riorn, only the most famous battle drummer of the Second Age? Well, famous among bards at least. That drum has been in half a dozen famous battles. It's a priceless artifact. Riorn was always looking for new stories to tell. It seems he was writing a lay about Haldir when he vanished. That was the missing clue.
Okay, then.
Travel safe.
So we have three historical relics, perhaps. Let's have a look. No. They're going to be under miscellaneous, yes. Find Riorn's drum, Panthea's flute, and Finn's... No, sorry, Panthea's flute. Finn's lute. A lute, a flute, and a drum. Okay, then. Where exactly... So Riorn was writing a song about Haldir before he disappeared, and Haldir's cairn is found to the south, close to Falkreath. And the lute can be found in Stony Creek Cave. And where was the necromancer with the flute? Hobbs Fall Cave. These places are somewhat spread about. Yes, they are. But that is 3 items that could potentially have some
There's nothing like a good song to lift the spirit in troubled times.
Hello?
Uh-oh. A fellow bard. I best not miss my notes or forget any lyrics.
Well, okay. What's the word around town?
Generally, if you want rumors, you should talk to Corpulus. That said, I did see a visitor pass through on his way to the Blue Palace.
Okay. Does being a bard pay well?
Oh, no. But being surrounded by good music, good drink, and good friends is all I've ever asked for.
Right, you're actually not a bard at the college or a
Always good
teacher.
to see a fellow
You
bard.
are an actual bard. Yes, yes, of course we've heard her sing. You know what? Right. We do have some items to acquire now, but I want to focus on...
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested.
Neither am I, which is why I'm walking past you at a rapid pace and disappearing into the distance. Yeah, I'm going to talk to Falk and see about that business that was bothering them about a cave. I have a feeling this is going to be slightly more important to Jarl Elisif than the Bards College, although... Although, you know...
Do you have business with the court?
Yes, I do.
I am the Jarl's steward. If you have court business to tend to, you talk to me. Feel free to return to me with questions. The Blue Palace is an open forum.
I was going to... I was...
The Jarl is not to be disturbed with common affairs of court.
No, of course not.
You direct those concerns to me.
This is what I'm doing. I've heard you're looking for some help with Wolf Skull Cave, yes. And I am a person that has a lot of expertise in that particular area.
You mean the Dragon Bridge issue?
Yeah,
I'll be honest
that one.
with you.
Probably.
I was planning to let that go. Varnius is a bit jumpy at the best of times. There have been reports of weird happenings near Wolfskull Cave. Travelers disappearing, odd lights. I suspect wild animals, or perhaps bandits. I don't think it's worth our time with the war going on. But if you want to clear out the cave, I'll make sure you're repaid for your work.
Sure, yes. Out of curiosity, why is it called Wolf Skull Cave? Are there lots of wolves there who keep, you know, dying, and so there's skulls everywhere?
The cave has a bad history. Long ago, Potema the Wolf Queen used it for necromantic rituals. That's where it got the name.
Wait, I'm sorry.
That was over 500 years ago. Nothing much down there now. But everyone's always convinced the cave is haunted.
Well, knowing my luck, of course it will be. But when you say the Wolf Queen, do you mean a wolf that was a queen, or the queen of the wolves? Like, sort of, you know, she was a queen and wolves served her, sort of thing. Not that it really is going to make much difference. Probably horrible death awaits. What will happen to Elisif if the Empire wins the war? That is a good question, isn't it?
That remains to be seen. By rights, she has a legitimate claim as High Queen of Skyrim. But we must have the support of the other Jarls for that claim to have any meaning. Should they accept her rule, we will have peace.
Yes. Does General Tullius respect Elisif? Why would I be asking that?
Of course he does. What sort of a question is that?
I'm just wondering.
Maybe you've been listening to Eriker.
Occasionally.
There's been loose talk among some of the Thanes, and I suspect he's the cause of it. You'll pay those rumors no heed if you wish to retain your welcome in this city.
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
But Elisif is the Jarl by right. And here in Skyrim, if nothing else, we respect the traditions of our fathers' fathers. You do well to remember that.
No, absolutely. It's just my mind wondering things out loud when it shouldn't do that. No, I'm very much,
Feel free to return to me with questions.
Yes,
The Blue Palace is an open forum. What?
An open what?
Fine idea, my Jarl.
Okay.
However, I would suggest
Were you
we wait
supposed to be
until,
listening to her?
the war has ended. After all, the General needs his soldiers out in the field.
Okay.
Fighting battles against the Stormcloaks.
I must protest, my Jarl.
Good
Parade
recovery,
would make
though.
you an easy
Man wasn't
target
paying her
for
any
Stormcloak
attention, but
assassin.
seemed to jump back in the conversation without any hesitation.
Very well. I can see
Got to
you're
admire that.
stubborn and ornery.
Right, so Jarl Elisif could become Queen Elisif one day if the other Jarls agree. All the more reason to get on Elisif's good side. Now, where was... Let's have a look. Yes. cleared out Wolf Skull Cave. And Wolf Skull Cave is close by. That is... Do you know something else we got to do that's not too far from there? And it's sort of been bugging me for quite some time. I don't know if you remember, I did a job a long time ago where I was helping somebody, shall we say, redirect a ship to a place it had not planned to visit. Yeah, lights out. Jari Ra has betrayed me and taken the loot from the Ice Runner. I've defeated his sister Deja. Now I must track down Jari Ra. Now it's been quite a while, actually. He probably thinks I have forgotten that. But I haven't. The thing is I'm not 100% sure what I want to do about it. I mean, there's one side of me thinking I should kill him for betraying me. But there's another side thinking he's a man with vision. Pulls some interesting capers. Perhaps if he could get over the fact that I've, you know, killed his sister, maybe he could be useful. I mean, probably not. He's probably going to be a little peeved at the whole sister killing thing. But it might be worth chatting to him, although I suspect to chat to him I will have to make my way past many of his people. And when I say make my way past, I probably mean butcher along the way, because it is generally safer to do that. But still, something to keep in mind. I can't believe I forgot to go and speak to the vampire sorceress and hire her services and get to enchant this outfit for me. I mean, I'd planned it. I was wearing the Crimson Archer outfit, thinking to myself, I'll just call in to the Blue Palace, talk about the... What is that? Okay, I've reached Shadowmere's training goal. Are you okay? Apparently he is. Okay. I've reached his training goal. Okay, I'm a little suspicious about that. Trying to remember how to do this. New horse equipment available. You should rest and meditate on what you've learned. Okay. Oh God, let me just get you. This place is your. No, you should rest and meditate on what you've learned. Oh, Shadowmere's training has ascended to level 2. Strength, endurance, speed. I'm going to pretend that was you singing, humming, to be amusing. Yes, I am. Does this mean you now travel a little faster? Okay. Does that feel faster, or do I feel like I'm just imagining it? Probably. But really, we've actually got. Okay, we've got. Oh! Is it chasing the horse? It's chasing the horse! It's she is chasing the horse!
That the best you can do?
Stop running away! Oh, okay, keep running away. No, by all means, keep running away. It's only Inigo's horse. No! I didn't mean that about your horse. I was engaging in some friendly banter. Well, not friendly, unfriendly banter to distract her so you could hit her, you see? And it worked. Good plan. Excellent plan. Why does she have a human heart? Primitive Nord heavy... Do you think we need any of this for... Brigand plate harness? I have no idea if we're going to need any of this for the museum, but let's just assume we probably do. Why was that person so obsessed with your horse? I just nonchalantly took a human heart out of a woman's backpack, and the thing I'm worried about is her obsession with your horse.